Okay. So once again, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jennifer Mosqueda, the Inside Sales Representative of Office Gemini, and I would like to welcome you all for today's webinar, and we're going to discuss the additional features of Dokmee DMS version 6.2, right? So the session is all about the features that are being added recently. So let's get started. So let me go ahead and provide with you the, all right. So here's the summary of the updates or the features that are being added to Dokmee DMS, right? So we're going to discuss one by one for the features that are being added. So we updated stamp properties, annotation, progress bar for upload using drag and drop. So this is when you upload the documents using drag and drop, and you can upload multiple documents at a time. So you will be able to track on it, because before, using the drag and drop, it will only allow us to download or drag one file at a time. So this time it can be multiple. Right, so later I will let you see on how we're going to do that. And for viewing attachments, it will also allow us to pull out an attachment, either PDF or Word file, and you will be able to view the document within the Dokmee interface. And we also have active and inactive users. So in users administration, you can activate and inactivate user's account, right? So instead of deleting the account, so we'll just have to activate and inactivate the user's account, all right? And we have tree count. So using this feature, you can turn on and off the tree count for large folder structure, and this could help to improve efficiency as well. And we also have index preview viewer, and so was the file notes. So you can be able to see the index fields, so as the file notes from the preview viewer, because before we didn't add this particular feature. And it is also supported with Farsi language. And for the paging in all folder browser areas, there are some customers, let's say for example, they're having large folder structure, like hundreds or thousands of folders, so you can page through to make it a lot easier to navigate through a large folder structure. Okay, and the next one, we have a workflow tab for documents. So this time you can track a document from the workflow tab, or you can also check on how a document is progressing through. Okay, and we have select list index. Before, we can define the index field as date, text, or a number, but now you can create a list of things to provide choices, right? So say for example, for a cost center, the company would be able to go out and define the cost center in an organization to assign on it. So once the invoice is coming in, you can assign it to the appropriate cost center or person in charge. So later you would be able to see on how we're going to do that. And we also have PDF search for partial and whole word search, because before we can only search the document using the whole word, but this time, even if it's a partial search, then it will pull out the document or file that you're searching for, right? And for file cabinet info, you can view the information what's inside on it from a file cabinet info, right? And also we added browser solution interface. So any browser device that has BSI, you would be able to set up to scan directly into Dokmee. All right. And also, we've added for the user guide in French and Spanish as well. And for date index field, so before we normally type in for its date, but this time you just have to choose from the calendar picker for the specific date on it, right? So let's go through and see how it works using the additional features that we have on the system. And at the same time, I'll be toggling from time to time for you to see also the slide on it. So let's go ahead and sign in to our interface. Right, so we're going to discuss the stamp properties. So I just have to choose invoices here. All right. Okay. So I'll choose the, let's say for this file. All right. So for stamp properties, it will allow us to change the outline, color, and font of each stamp. So here, right. So I have the available stamp in here, and in order for us to make a new one, all right. So say for example, we're going to put this stamp name, let's say invoice paid, or let's say just put like test invoice. And label it as invoice paid. All right. And here on this icon, we could be able to adjust for the outline on it. So say, for example, and by default, the font type is Arial. So say, for example, like this. And we can also choose the outline of our stamp. Say dark blue. Right. So this is how it looked like. And also, we've added for the input fields. So these are the available index field that we have right now for this document. So say, for example, we would like to add the client's name, total amount. Say, for example, the reseller terms. And you can add up to 5 index fields for this input field. So whatever we key in right now, or the type of index field that we chose, it will display the exact value in it. All right. So total amount here is 11668. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right. So say, let's go ahead and choose the existing stamp that we just created. So here you go. There you go. It's under George Michael, which is the name of the client, and the 1168 is the total amount. Then Andrew Vega is the reseller. and the terms, which is 30. Right? So let me go ahead and check for someone has question here. All right, based on the input field from the stamp that we created, the question is how many index we can input on stamp. So basically the maximum index field that we can put would be 5. Because as you can see, our stamp is also limited for the area on it. Right? Okay. Is there any question apart from that? Right, so shall we proceed for the next feature? Okay, so no one has a question. So we're done with the stamp properties, and let's go ahead for the annotation properties. So here we can use the freehand line connector, and so as the rest of the shapes and the highlighter in it. So basically for annotation properties, you can reorder the layering on it, the color of the outline, and this is also to provide transparency. As you can choose the, you have the option in it. Let's say, for example, this is our highlighter. And let's go ahead and put some connector in it. Okay, let's say, for example, for this shape. All right. Somewhat like that. So the one that I mentioned to you a while ago, that it's either we can bring it to backward, or we can pull it back, or we can put it in front. So for this, I highlighted in it. So let's go ahead and bring in front. So to make it more clearer, let me go ahead and include this. And let's go ahead and fill in. Say that's the, all right. So say, for example, we would like also to bring this shape at the back. So as you can see, the our highlighter is now visible, and it's at the back side now for the blue shape. Or either way, we can also pull it back. So the highlighter is now at the back side. So it will help us to arrange the layering of the annotation in it, and at the same time, it will also allow us to choose the color and show us the thickness in it. So say, for example, we're going to use the text box. Here you just have to right click on it, and it will allow us to choose the font type that we want to. So by default, it's Arial. And this is the text color. And you can also choose it's either bold or in italic, or you can also underline your text. So basically, this is the added or the newest feature, which is you can find in annotation properties. And it also works with the line annotation, line connector, and so as the rest of the shapes, right? So is there any questions so far, and for us to proceed for the next property or the next feature? All right. So for our next feature, that would be the progress bar for upload via drag and drop. So let me go ahead and drag, okay, for you to be able to see in it. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out some documents from our desktop. So say for example, this three, and we can just, and as you can notice that the outline portion has been changed. So you just have to drop it on, and here's the progress bar on top, and you would be able to see the percentage in it, whether it's completely downloaded to our website. I mean, from our interface. So here, all right. So this is the folder where we place our new documents. All right. Because before we can only drag and drop one document at a time. So this time it could be multiple. All right. And the next feature, which is the for us to view the attachments, right? So let's go ahead and get some. So basically, this is the attachment that I got from my email, and I just save it from my desktop. And I also bring this one to my interface. So let's go ahead and check this one. And I will let you see on how we could be able to pull out in it. So here's the PDF attachment. All right. So this is the PDF file. And it will allow us to pull out. So as what you have noticed that it pull out to another browser, I mean another viewer here, since this is not the original document from Dokmee interface, because normally it should be within the Dokmee viewer. So since this one is attachment, so it opened to another viewer in it, right? So it is supported for both Word file and PDF file. And it can be multiple attachments as well, right? So let's go ahead and close for this file. Right. And for the next feature, there would be active and inactivate users. So let's go ahead and check on it. So basically, let's say, for example, you have a temporary employee, and instead of deleting the account, then we'll just have to set an expiration date on it. Okay. So here you can assign, let's say, for example, this user would only stay up until end of 31st of August. So you can set on it, and it will just automatically deactivate the user's account, right? Otherwise, you can just choose permanent if you don't need to set an expiration date for a particular user, right? And is there any question so far? All right, great. So let's move on to the tree count, right? So this is under file cabinet. So for the tree count feature, which is the turn on and off, it would be able for us to increase efficiency to pull out the folders per file cabinet. So basically by default, the tree count is off. So as you could notice, let me go ahead and check once again to our file cabinet, which is under invoices. So by the time that we turn off our tree count, as you can see, there are no available numbers on the side of the direct folder net. So this is our direct folder. It doesn't say for how many files in every folder, right? However, we're going to turn on the tree count, right? Under invoices, right? So let's go ahead and check once again. So since we already turned on the tree count, you would be able to see the number of files per direct folder. And here, as you have noticed, that the tree count is now available in every folder. And also, this is recommendable for those customers having large folder and file structure, and this could help alleviate efficiency. All right. And the next feature that we have is index and file notes preview viewer. So here, right, because before we won't be able to take a quick glance of our document here, but now we've added a net here. You can see the available index fields in it, right? So this is on read-only mode, and so as the file notes, the special notes attached on it, right? Okay. And at the same time, we supported the or we've added Farsi language, right? So here, so say for example, you have offices, or some of our customers are having offices and using this language, then it would be also a great help, and it would make a difference as well for their workload, right? And we have another feature, which is paging in all folder browser areas. So I will let you see, since I don't have the I don't have a large folder structuring here, but I will let you see on how it works. Okay. So here, using the paging in all folder browser areas, you can page through a large folder structure. Say, for example, you have more than 500 folders in the system. So you can page through those folders, and you will see 200 folders per display. So as you can see, there's more than 200 folders for this example, or for this scenario. So on top, you would be able to see the page through bar. So in every display, there are 200 folders in it, and so as on the succeeding display, right? So basically, this one is also recommendable for those clients having a large folder structure, and it could help their efficiency as well. All right. And we also have workflow tab for documents, right? So basically, it shows for this workflow tab. So before, we don't have the workflow tab from our from the File Explorer net. So I will let you see. Okay. Here. So from the workflow tab, you can see the comments, rule actions, approves and rejects of a document. So say, for example, for this document, all right, because before we don't have the workflow tab feature, which is available in here. So this document hadn't, I mean, we haven't sent this one to workflow. So find for the workflow with a feature in it. Let me open this one. Right. Well, just to let you know the difference, because before there's no workflow tab in it. So this time we could be able to track from the document itself. Okay. So here we could be able to see on it the history, and so as the rest of the actions, whether it is approved or rejected. All right, so here we've added the workflow tab here. So basically we put the color coding on it. So for blue labeling, you can see the, I mean, it shows the date and time that the node was added, or the user that typed the note and the comments. And I will pull out my slideshow here. So it works like this. Oops. And another label is the green color. So basically for the green color, it shows the date at the same time, and the one who took the action, and the user that performed the action. So basically it's more on the user. So we have another set of question here. Can we still see the history of workflow even when that specific document already exits from workflow? Yes, it would still be possible to see the document. All right. Because even though that you exited, or the completion of the document is already completed, then still we can still search and go through with the previous thread in it for the workflow. Right? So is there any question? All right. So shall we proceed for the next feature? All right. So for the next feature, right, we have another set of questions here. There's a follow-up question here. Can we still accept, I mean, can we still know who accept and when, and so as the history of the workflow? Yes. We could be able to track on it, and at the same time we could also check this one from the activity log for us to see the trail of the day, and so as the previous actions or the previous activities that we did in our interface. So we can keep track for a single activity that we did in our Dokmee interface. All right. So is there any question? All right. So let's go ahead and proceed for the next feature. Let me go ahead and remove the rest of the preview viewer in it. Right. So for our next feature, we have select list index. So for this feature, you can add values, because before we can simply define the index field as date, text, and number. But this time you can add more values and drop down choices. So let's go ahead and check this for you. All right. So here under invoices, this is the file cabinet that we're currently opening right now. We have another question here. This is still under workflow. So under workflow tab, can we control to give who can view the tab? Yes, you can still restrict the function rights of, as per individual, or let's say as per user account. You would be able to control the viewers for a particular document. Right? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and continue with our features here. So before this, I would like to, or perhaps once we're done creating the index field, then I will let you see and how it looks like. Okay. So here, this is still the select list index feature. So for this one, this is the one that I mentioned to you a while ago that we can only create, this is pertaining to the previous version, that we can only create the date, say the number, and show us the text on it. But there's no select list drop-down menu, right? So this is the additional one. So you'll just have to click on it. And here are the available values that I key in, right? But I label it under contact person. So in order for you also to see it clearly, let's go ahead and create a new one. All right. So say, for example, still under invoice, so new index. And here, let's say accountant, right? So say, for example, you would like to label it as accountant. And the field type is file, and the data type, this is the one that I'm pertaining to, because before there are only 3 choices, and now we've added select list, right? So you just have to click on it and say, for example, I want to put here Marisa. Just have to add value, Julia, Chris, and so on. And there's no limit to it for the number of select list drop-down choices, right? And you just have to click OK and apply. And later I would be able to let you see how it works. So these is the available index fields that we created in our file cabinet. So here's the contact person. So this is how it looks like. So once you're going to choose this one, let's say Johnson, and it would appear this one, or it will be attached to this file, right? And also for the date on it, right? So this is the additional feature that we have for the date picker. So basically, before we type in or we manually key in on it, but this time you'll just have to choose the desired date from the calendar picker, right? All right. And one more thing, we also have a PDF search, which is for partial and whole word search. So say, for example, for this document, right? So let's say we would like to find, let's say, soft instead of software. So we'll just have to find soft. So definitely it will highlight to our document for the one that we are searching for. So definitely our software could still pull out, even though that is only the partial word that we're looking for. And now if you would like to search the entire word, then you'll just have to type in. All right. So make sure that you're not going to click or activate the whole word search. Otherwise, it won't work if you will be searching the partial search. I mean, using the partial search. Right? So is there any questions so far? Right. So, all right. Someone is having a question here. Okay. Can you raise your hand once again, please? Someone has a question. Oh, okay. So let me unmute your microphone, okay? All right.
Oh, sorry.
So, Alan, hi.
Yes, hi. Is this function support another language? I mean, is the content search?
Yes,
Is
yes,
support
yes.
another language?
Yes, it is
Oh,
supported.
understood. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. All right. Is there any questions apart from that? All right. So let's go ahead and proceed for the next feature, right? Oh, someone is still raising a question here. Let me go ahead and check. Do you still have a question, Alan? All right. So perhaps you can also send your questions through the chat box. All right. So I believe that we're settled and we can now proceed or move on to the next feature. All right. So for our next feature, that would be file cabinet info. All right. So let's go ahead and check from our file cabinet. So this time you can be able to view the file cabinet size. So say under invoices, you just have to click on it. You'll be able to see the number of files and the number of folders. Right. So in every file cabinet, you would be able to see and check on it. All right. And at the same time, we have Brother Solution Interface. So let's go ahead and go back. So you can scan documents directly from Brother Solution Interface to Dokmee interface to Dokmee DMS. So of course, you just have to set it up from the hardware side. Okay, so it seems like we have another question here. All right, none so far. Okay, and also we have Dokmee DMS user guide. So before we only have one available user guide language, but this time it is supported with Spanish and in French. Okay, right. And that would be the end of the features that are currently added to Dokmee DMS, which is the version 6.2. And let me know if you have additional questions pertaining to the recent features that were being added. And to those who are interested as well to join the next webinar schedule that would be this coming Wednesday, this is more on the technical training. So let me know if you're interested as well, because I believe Jose will be tackling more samples as well, because especially to in implementing page through for loads of folders or for a larger structure of folder. So basically, he will be providing more examples as well. All right, so I believe we have discussed all the available features in Dokmee DMS 6.2. And at the same time, we're planning to have the demo server. So basically, you would be able to download from our website with full rights, but not at the moment. And we will let you know once it is already available. So you just have to fill out the form to get the full version, and that's how it works then. But then at the moment, or maybe it would take like 1 to 3 months before we can release it. But definitely you will be notified once it is available. All right. So I believe no one has their question. Okay. So once again, I would like to thank everyone for joining with me for today's presentation. And you have a wonderful weekend ahead of time as well. Have a great day.